Hello everyone, my name is Jada from Algebra 1's Block E. Today I shall be showing you how math is incorporated within the graphic design career by showing you a little animatic that I made. Hope you'll enjoy. You might think getting a graphic design job would be pretty easy. It's just about drawing and stuff, right? Well, no. Getting a graphic design career requires you to know some basic math, which is algebra and geometry. And before we start talking about more detailed information on how or what artists out there need to know to get a graphic design career, we'll start off with what is the meaning of graphic design and what is the need for math in graphic design. What is the meaning of graphic design, you might ask right now? Well, graphic design is the art or skill of combining text and pictures in advertisements, magazines, books, and everyday objects. Now you might be wondering, what is the need for math in graphic design? Well, math is used every day by graphic designers. They need to know about the dimensions, to scale, to build anything on a web page, gum packaging, or even a billboard. It may not be as hard as calculus or more complicated math, but math is a tool that is very important to designers. There are different types of math used in graphic designing, such as scaling, which is to resize by percentages or by the desired dimensions to either reduce or enlarge an image. Most resizing is done in terms of pixel per inch or per centimeters. They also use symmetrical scaling and non-symmetrical scaling, as well as flip, rotate, and rotate by fine fractions of a degree. The use of symmetry helps graphic designers create symbols for companies using symmetry, but to find the perfect symmetrical relationship between two proportions, they use the golden ratio, which describes the perfectly symmetrical relationship between two proportions. But in order to make something visually interesting, they use the Fibonacci sequence. Within the Fibonacci sequence, there are Fibonacci numbers, which are sometimes used to determine in visual art the length or size of the content and formal elements. But the Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where a number is found by adding up the two numbers before it, starting with 0 and 1. The sequence goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 24, and so forth, like this. Now, let's take a step back and go back to scaling and resizing section. There are three main conversions for this section, which is changing fractions to decimals by dividing the numerator by the denominator, changing percentages to a decimal by replacing the percent sign and moving the decimal to the left 2 places, and lastly, changing a decimal to a percentage by moving the decimal right 2 places and using a percent sign at the end. Then the next formula is the formula to find reproduction percentage. This formula is used to scale for enlargements or reduction to find the reproduction percent. Well, the formula for this is I divided by O equals P. The I stands for the image size, which is the output. The O stands for the original size object, which is the input. And lastly, the P stands for the percentage needed, which is in decimal form converted to percent as needed.